The city of Tacoma is a national leader in clean water treatment and waste reduction. Have you ever wondered what happens after you flush the toilet? The water that goes down your toilets, sinks, showers, bathtubs, washing machines, and dishwashers is now dirty. It is also called wastewater. Our wastewater is treated at a wastewater treatment plant and then returned back to the environment as clean water. As you know, everybody eats, and with that, everybody poops. But with all the folks living in the city, how do we take care of that waste? All the wastewater from your house exits through smaller pipes, which are connected to the city's main pipelines. The wastewater flows through these pipes until it reaches the wastewater treatment plant. At the wastewater treatment plant, the city treats or cleans the wastewater so it won't pollute our environment, including the Puget Sound. Once the wastewater enters the treatment plant, it goes through a bar strainer. This is where the process begins. Garbage and items that should not have been flushed down your toilet are removed and then disposed at a landfill. From here, it goes into a grit tank where finer materials like sand and grit sink. It is then pumped out of the bottom of the tank. This material is dewatered, where excess water is removed, and the grit is hauled to a landfill. The wastewater then flows into a primary tank where scum, oil, grease, and other floating material is removed. The heavy solids in the water settle to the bottom, forming sludge. The waste is then split into two directions, for liquid flows and solid flows. First, let's talk about the liquid treatment. What is the main ingredient of wastewater? Water, of course, but it's still dirty water even after we remove the sludge. We want to clean and reuse that water, but it's still some organic matter suspended in it. This organic matter has to be broken down and made safe. How do we do that? Well, we need some help, and we get bacteria to help us. Not all bacteria is bad. There are some good guys in the bacterial world. To keep the bacteria alive and hungry, we give them lots of oxygen. We use these good bacteria to help us eat and digest organic matter. The treatment plant produces its own high-purity oxygen taken from the air we breathe to use in the process. In the secondary tank, the water is fairly clean enough for these ducts. But we want to make sure it's clean enough to be in our environment. Any of the remaining solids are removed and directed into the solids treatment. The final process disinfects the water, and it is then able to flow out as clean water into Commencement Bay. Right now, we are in the middle of the treatment plant, and you can see how flow moves through the entire plant. Remember how the flow was split into two directions for liquid flows and solid flows? Now, let's talk about the solids treatment. The first step in the solids treatment is that all the sludge is mixed in the blended solids tank before processing. Food waste that is scraped into a container at home can be transported to a treatment plant and added to the sludge. This will aid in the production of methane gas, also known as natural gas, and tagro, as well as reducing the amount of food waste filling our landfill. From the blended solids tank, the sludge flows into the aerobic digesters. Just like the liquids treatment, oxygen is injected into the aerobic digesters to mix with the sludge. Bacteria eat the sludge and generate heat to destroy harmful bacteria and reduce odors. The sludge is further digested in the anaerobic digesters, producing methane gas, which is collected. The gas is used to fuel the plant's boilers, which heat buildings and provide hot water. Any excess is burned in the plant's flares. The city of Tacoma hopes to use methane gas to run city vehicles in the future. Isn't that cool? So what happened to your poop? Well, now that it's cleaned, we call it biosolids. It starts out as squishy mud-like material, but we dewater it by pressing it between huge belts of material. This cake-like mixture is then blended with bark, sand, and sawdust to produce tagro, premium soil products rich in nutrients. Residents, farmers, landscapers, and forestry professionals have been using these products in their lawn and garden for landscaping to grow trees, vegetables, and flower gardens. Tagro is certified by the EPA as safe to use in food-producing gardens and children's play areas. By putting clean water back into our waterways, capturing energy to power buildings and city cars, and producing products to recycle nutrients, the city of Tacoma continues to be a national leader in reducing and reusing waste. Here's what you can do to help protect your wastewater treatment plant. Do not pour down the drain or flush in toilets, medications, oil, grease, hazardous chemicals, or other types of garbage. Do your part in saving our environment, including the Puget Sound. We can all do more to keep Tacoma beautiful.